Aux gear 39G activated. Battery good. Connected.
You testing 1 2 1 2. All right, so we are up and running. Audio's good. That's good. So let's check. So basically, what we're doing today is going to be continuing on with the dirtbag build. I'll tell you guys in a minute what happened and why I'm recording again. I'm just going to lower this a little bit. Let's check that overhead. -1, -7. All right. So the overhead says it's good. This one says it's decent. All right, we're good. Okay, so if you're following all the videos or you're joining me again today, we have the brushless system in here, and I ran the wires facing down. I tried to do some wire management yesterday, and it became like a little bit of a fiasco nut job type thing. But anyway, what I got going on is I got the speed controller up in the top, the receiver, and the on-off switch over here on the passenger door, or what is that, the driver's door? That'd be the driver? Yeah, that'd be the driver's door. All right, which allows me to turn off and on the vehicle from the front fender, which is cool. I had rolled this up and then heated it up to plug in here. So what happened is it started stretching and then it touched the motor. So I'm trying to stop everything from touching the motor because the motor does spin freely. Like that. Zoom down. Alright, so it spins freely like that. So what I'm going to do now is I put a piece of heat shrink on this to keep it rolled up that way. So that's going to stay this way. And then I cleaned up everything up here. Was able to zip tie this down to the middle. So that way that doesn't move. That's soldered, hardwired in. I have this piece here, which needs the adapter, which is right here. So that's not a problem. So we plug that in. Press that down, and that's going to plug into the battery. All right. On-off switch and then receiver, like I said before. I'm just showing you up close now. So what I'm going to do is take out the transmission, unscrew the motor to put this wire facing more up because it doesn't give me enough room and it's pulling the whole motor system. Let's see if that's good with the light. There we go. So it's pulling that whole wire on the motor. So I want to fix that. So that's what we're going to be doing today on the what's going on with the dirt bag. No, I'm just kidding. With working on the dirt bag. It was interesting getting the straps onto the thing as well, I must say. Let me see if my thing is working here. Trying to see if the audio is working. Nope. Did I turn this on? Yep.
Power off.
Alright, so the speaker's not working. Can move along without it. Like that. That light does things. That light does things. Maki Carry, what's up? Hey, that rig is looking good. Thank you. Yes, step by step. Gonna take it apart a little bit more so that way we could continue the steps though. Why is that thing? It shows, but it doesn't play. What the heck? What's going on? Always messing with something. Let's get to it. So I gotta strip out the transmission. We're gonna take the battery off first. So I gotta unstrap it from these locations, which it's interesting how I have to go about that now. I actually need a pick to get at this. Now it's the skid plates that are causing some resistance there. So we take that off, put that to the side. And take the battery mount off first. I grabbed the wrong Allen key. I also want to get inside this truck and reprogram it. I don't like the way it was acting yesterday. I have this set up in other vehicles and it wasn't acting the way it was in the other vehicles. I gotta zoom down. It's just zooming in on my arms. It's a pain in the neck. Oh. Ooh. Pretty sure you guys don't want to see my lips. I will not. Yeah, this truck is gonna be more and more of a beast when it's done. I mean, it was a beast already. It's just these upgrades are definitely making it more. And that's interesting. Oh, okay. I thought I wasn't going to be able to take out the transmission there for a second. Go here. You can see that, right? So I need to take this one out. Actually, I believe it's the front one I have to take off. And then remove the screws. We'll keep the transmission screws separated from the mounting, the transmission mounting screws on this one. From the looks of it, it almost looks like there's rust over here on the front, right? Like right around here. Looks like that rust color. Alright, so we'll take that off. Removing that. Removing that. Give this a little rotation. Now rotated it to the complete opposite side. It's not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to take the mount off and see if I can rotate the mount because I need it basically here. I need the wire in a specific spot. So we're going to take out these mounts. And we're going to rotate this bad boy just about there. And then we're going to put the screws back in. There's one. The other one wanted to fall all the way over here. So the top one was giving problems. I loosened the bottom one. So that way the bracket would maneuver the right way. So now I think I'm good. There we go. Get that a little snug. Now the motor mounts are still in the transmission case. So I'm going to go down just like this. Is that the way I wanted it? Yes, because this is going to face forward. I need it on this side exactly where it is. Perfect. All right. Let's get the small screwdriver in there. Get those nice and snug. So now, when this gets mounted back, this is basically where it was, the wire, but it was on the bottom facing down. I want it facing up because the speed controller is here, or the ESC, if you will. It's basically here mounted to the back window. Right, and then you can see the connection piece is right here. So it's basically on that side. That's why I needed to rotate the mounting bracket and everything the way I did. So that way I could get the most amount of opening the body to get the battery in as possible. Otherwise, it was giving me issues and it looked like it was pulling on this whole assembly. And I'm a little nervous to have to get in there to fix that. And it looks like there's orange spray paint on the outside. I spray painted the case. Oh, yeah. Okay. That's orange spray paint on the outside, not rust on the inside. Sweet. Good to know. So it is overspray. This one goes in last. This one goes in right here. Boom. This one. Like that. Then we take this one with that gear. Nice. Good to go. Now we get this one tied back up. Mount it all back up. I noticed all these little things I wanted to do to this thing after I got off the live yesterday, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll do another live and show everybody still what's going on with this truck and the crap that I go through with putting it together, or the stuff that I'm willing to go through to make it the way I want it exactly. Alright. Test the motor again. Alright, we're good to go there. Let's put that down in the down position. Let's get the other, this other guy mounted on top. Alright. This is the drive shaft. So I got that mark, it's lining up underneath to make sure that these drive shafts are in phase. I'm not really paying attention to the camera right now because I'm trying to get this thing, there it goes. Trying to get it into phase. Alright. So we're good. We got front and rear axles on. Now all we got to do is bolt the transmission back down. Test the fitment. Those two battery mounts stayed on the battery. Let's see the two mounts. So I'm going to try to install that just the same way. Hopefully they stay. Looks like they did. So I was just thinking to put another spacer on those to lift up the battery, cage, so that way this rubber band could get through a little bit better. But I just remembered that I had to cut the body over here so that when it closes, the battery fits with no problem. So let's see what the dilemma is going to be with this thing together. So we're going to go ahead and plug this. Let's plug in the steering first. Alright, so I believe we got the steering plugged in properly, which is going to be interesting. I'm wondering if the steering is going to give an issue the way I made the wires and whatnot. This is going to have to be this way. This way. can hardly remember how I did this yesterday. There it is. Nope. Yeah, we got it. So I got a lot more room. The steering cable looks good. Osborne RC was good. Hugo, what is up? Oz. So the steering, it looks good. It got into the center. Everything looking pretty good. What's going on, man? Hope all is well. Alright, let's try to get that battery in here now. I don't even know how much juice this thing has. Nice looking rig, brother. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I definitely, this is one of my faves. Not even gonna lie. It's like too much light. I guess I'll turn that one off. Yeah. Thank you. Is that what it's saying, that there's too much light now? Let's see, let's see. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm not great with the cameras. The white exposure is a little bit too much right now for that camera. Overhead is holding pretty decent. I mean, I don't even need that. Yeah. Oh. Any which way. All right, let's back to it. All right. So that one's locked on this way. We're going to slide the battery in. These wires pretty much go in the middle. Oh, okay. Thought I had an issue there, but I don't. So one part of the plastic went underneath, but I believe it'll still hold, so that's not a problem. Let's get this thing plugged in. Okay, So it wasn't closing down because of the balance cable was getting caught in between the battery and the body right here in the back. So now that's set up. So I should be able to... Oh, that's coming off. Alright, lights are working. Sounds like a tractor trailer. Alright, let's get something for this thing to crawl over and check the AAFC. Be right back. We're ready. So we have our little piece of course here. We're gonna line this thing up. See if we can get this camera acting right with some settings. Okay. Oh no, what happened? Lost signal. What signal? Why'd you lose the signal? Oh. There we go. Alright, so that says it's pretty good. So we're gonna go into settings. We're gonna go into trim. Channel 2. So right around 17 it starts moving. 15. So that's 14. 15. Hasn't moved yet. 16. I'm hearing noises. 17. The truck started moving on its own. So you can see the controller right here. I'm just turning the steering wheel. Oh, snap. Reset. It went all the way up. So we're going to go to 17 again. 17. I didn't realize my finger hit the trigger. I mean the screen. But there we go. I don't think anything can really stop this thing right now. Should I turn it to turn up the rock? This tire right here. All I'm doing is turning it. About to touch the skid plate over here. Nice. Straighten it out. Still not touching the controllers over there. Look at this thing. These are the stock tires, man. The stock TRX4M tires, the Traxxas tires, Mickey Thompson's Baja Pro X. Oh, just fell forward. I believe it just slid or whatever. So I hear a little hum. Nothing crazy. There's debris up in the way. I'm gonna just leave that. Actually, I'll move this stuff. It'll climb over that bin, that tray. If I prop it up the right way, I think it will. I'm gonna turn it around and let it go back the other way and see how it does. I want to see if the back falls off the rock. That tire just started touching the tray. It's sliding down here real nice and easy. Front tires are moving way more than the rear. This truck does have the complete gear set from Endura. So now it's going over the tray. I don't know if you guys can tell, like it lifted itself up and whatnot. This got very close over here. So I got a lot of torque twist going on right now, but that's fine. It's also suspension twist because it is on the top of this bin tray here. Alright, so let's take it up and see just how much the motor is actually moving. You can see the motor in there rotating. If you look, you can see the drivetrain rotating. You can see the gear right in the middle. I don't know if you're going to be able to see without the tape. The front and rear wheels. This truck is crazy. We'll do that test next, but let's run it the opposite direction now. I'm not gonna move this thing. We're gonna just put it right here. One tire is inside the tray, so it's gonna have to come out. And then we'll see if it climbs over on this side by itself. Or do I have to intervene and do the steering again? Alright, it looks like the steering is hitting, but it's still trying to push. It just cleared. The steering cleared. I'm looking straight down over here. So the steering is clear. It's biting on the opposite side over here to bite the rock. This one is just barely doing any work. It's definitely this side because the tire's all pinched up. I don't know if you guys can see it on this one. No. If I raise that. Oh, I got a beautiful angle right through the wheel well right here to see the motor rotating. It's crazy. This is the speed control. So I'm not doing this slow crawl. The truck is actually doing it on its own. And it's just awesome right now. It's doing so great. This is basically 17% throttle. It's absolutely 17% throttle because that's what I put the throttle on. Oh, I think we got a hang up. It looks like we're scraping under here on the skid plate. Back tires are not touching the rock yet. The simulated rock. It looks like this rear tire over here is putting in work. This one back here is putting in all the work, putting the pressure. You can see the truck moving over a little bit. The tire is still spinning. So I'm either going to break an axle or it's going to catch. Still no contact on the rear tires on the rock yet. This one's spinning out right here. The far one on this side is still spinning out as well. If I turn it that way, it might bite more. Or turn it this way, it might bite more. I'm going to turn it towards me first and see if we get anything. So slight turn. Trying to put some more pressure on this tire on the driver's side. This tire over here. Still have no contact with any of the tires in the rear on the actual rock. Giving some more aggressive steering. I can see the tire trying to bite. It's not doing much. Still no contact in the rear tires. Not really doing anything over there anymore. Hardly touching the tires. So now I'm going to turn back that way. Let it go straight. It's pushing the whole truck over. You can see it moving on its own. Both of my hands are right here. I'm not doing nothing with the steering. You can see it pushing over. Still no contact with the rear tires. Still at 17% throttle. That motorcycle definitely wasn't 70% throttle. Nah, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn to passenger, and it's going to cause this tire to bite a hell of a lot more, which I believe is going to push the front tires up to start biting the back wall, and it's going to get out of this little predicament that it's in right now. So let's turn it a little bit passenger. As you can see, it's causing the front to come this way. This one's aggressively turned. This one's bending a little bit. Still no contact in the rear. Oh, I got some movement. Oh, I got contact with the rear tire over here. Not doing nothing with the throttle. Straightening out. I'm going to turn driver. Full driver. This tire in the rear over here is almost connecting. I believe I lost contact over here in the rear. Man, I'm really hung up. Hung up on the skid plate. So I'm starting to get some contact over here with this tire. Let's see if I go straight. Looks like I'm getting a little bit of bite over here in this rear tire. So I'm gonna go more straight. A little bit more bite. Still no contact on the opposite tire. I'm gonna go passenger. It's pulling up over here. You can see it. Going passenger still. Now I'm gonna go straight. I don't believe I have any contact with this back piece of rock. Oh no, wrong. Yeah, we're off this back piece. It's trying to climb over here. I can stick my finger underneath the tire here. I have a little bit of contact over there, and then I'm struggling over here to bite something. There's a piece of chunk of rock underneath the tire right now. It's trying to grab onto that. So if I turn to driver a little bit, it might grab that a little bit enough. Nope. The weight balance is way off right now. Now I'm slipping a little bit. Looks like it's sliding back down into the position that it was in. I'm gonna let it build itself back up again. It wasn't as high as it was before, but it is trying to make a move. We're gonna go passenger. I'm getting lift over here again. I'm gonna wait until I get almost to the top, and then I'm gonna start going straight. There we go. Oh, she slide backwards. Got a little bit of bite right here. That tire in the back finally made contact. A little bit more juice than I probably would get to go. She's slipping backwards a little bit. Let that go. Is it going to figure it out on its own? Or is it going to burn out? Battery doesn't feel warm. I used to have one of those heat guns that checked the temperatures, but they, I don't know, it felt like it was wrong and whatnot sometimes. So it's struggling, but it's still trying to bite over here on this side to climb this wall. I can still put my finger underneath it. I got nothing going on the opposite side, although there is contact. There is a little bit of contact. This tire is trying to do the majority of the work. So this tire over here is trying to do the majority of the work, but it's caught into a ravine. And because of that, the skid plate is touching on this rock right here, causing the truck to just keep slipping the way it is. So this rock here actually dips down in the middle where the tire is. So it's just slipping. It does have a little bit of grit. You can see the spirals in there and whatnot. The rubber is trying to grab that, like back here and everything. I bet you if I pick it up with the throttle to about, we're at 17 now, go to 20, it'll make it past this. So we're gonna do that real quick. One, that's 18, 19, 20. So we're on 20. Wonder if I should leave it straight by itself, or if I turn the tire here. It's trying to bite down on that side. It's straight up slipping because it's a little piece of rock. We're gonna go full turn. See if this tire can do anything. This tire is trying to do some damage right now. The truck is sliding over this way a little bit. So now straight. Returning passenger again. Straight up just trying to fight that hang up on the skid plate. Full passenger right now. It looks like it's coming up. Looks like it's coming up. Look at how high it got over here. It's almost higher over there. We're going to turn to get back onto that rock over there on the other side. Full turn to driver. Alright, she's straight up hung up on the axle now. It's just gonna sit there and rotate, so let's reset it. Give it a little... Smells like something's like heating up. Ooh, the motor is hot. The speed control is touchable, but is hot. The motor is not touchable right now. It is hot. So we're gonna let this puppy cool down for a second. Ooh. That EFC, whatever you want to call it, that thing was working, boy. That thing was putting in work. The motor is steaming. I can smell the heat. We're gonna crack the top open a little bit, see if we can get a fan on this thing. me see here. I got one of these joints. Get that right like that. I'm gonna get a fan. Give me 1 second. That was seriously, it was trying to put in work, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was definitely trying to put the work in. I should have known it would heated up, and it did. It heated up a lot, but who's gonna really sit there like that and do something like this and everything? But you could see, like, it won't give up. That motor was hot, boy. Woo. The ESC is cooled down. The motor, I could touch it now. The thing was definitely putting in work. Let it cool down a little bit more. I want to see, I got to get the adapter for this so I can check the voltage and whatnot. And then we'll continue on. I want to see what that battery life is at on that battery. So if you're looking for that connector or this connector with a Spectrum IC3 connector, because that's what this thing takes, if you get your hands on this, they do make adapters for it. So they got this thing, it's about like $6 or something like that, or $7. So you could just take this and we're gonna plug it in on, we're gonna plug it in on the opposite side. I'm trying not to move the truck because I want to get out of this predicament on my own. I want to see if I could get the truck out of here. So let's see what all the cells are at right now. All 3 cells. Mm, 33%. This thing needs a charge. So the battery definitely needs a charge, although I could get out of here with the percentage that it's on. I wonder if it'll cut off because we put it at a cutoff. So let's plug it back in and see. The motor is completely cooled down right now. It should take me a couple of seconds to get off of this rock. Or the simulated rock, I should say. So let's take that off. There we go. So now let's see if I can get off. I have the... I'm gonna have to go in reverse because the front differential is completely stuck on this front rock. Or can I get it any other way? Nope. I'm gonna reverse it, get it off of the rock. I was trying not to get it right back there. There we go. There we go. Oop. Get out of the way, fam. Alright. So it definitely made it up. If anybody's watching this on the replay, this was the small little piece that it was trying to get a hold of. The skid plate was stuck on this rock piece right here the whole time. So yeah, it was trying to bite this thing and get up. When it finally shifted over, this is exactly where you can see the orange right there. That's where the front differential ran right into, and it was completely stuck at that point. That's why I wanted to check the motor and see if it was burning as hot as I thought or anything. So let's check right now. Motor is cold. Fan is still on, so it's helping. But now we're going to shut it down and change this rear differential out. Because I have an aluminum one, and I want to put it on. Let's shut that down. Yeah. And then I'm going to put that battery to charge and probably do something else later. So if you're hanging out, we're about to change the differential on the battery. I'm going to shut this fan off. Get this out of the way. Boop. Pop the hood. So I'm going to pull the battery there. I'm going to unstrap. We'll lift it over. Slide it out. This has to go to charge or storage. Either or. So I got good clearance. So now you can see that this thing, the motor wire here is not facing down anymore. So it's not pulling when I lift the thing up. As you can see, this is working out really good. It's like a little umbilical. It stays in the middle, which is exactly what I wanted. When I open it, close it, I have just enough room to put the battery in. Close it down and lock it into position, and then use the vehicle as I see fit. Nothing is touching the top of the motor or the motor anywhere. You could like sneak peek in there and see. So it's doing good. It works really good. Now, if you have or get these rims, these are the Endura, I think they're called, I don't know exactly what they're called. I call them the flower pattern. These are the black ones. They have gold ones and everything. These are pretty cool. If you're looking right now at this particular spot right here, where my thumb is in the back, that's where the screw is. And I'm able to get to that screw without taking the tire off. So I can be lazy and remove that screw. You can see it's already coming out. Remove that whole screw right through the rim. Trying to get onto it again, hold on. Oh, I went into the wrong spoke. So by removing that one whole piece, you see how the whole differential drops down. So why do I want to do that? Because I want to change the pumpkin piece out. So now it gives me access to get to the 4 bolts without taking apart the whole truck. So I'm just going to flip it on its side right here. And then we're going to get to the 4 bolts. Zoom down. You can see the 4 bolts right there. The 2 on the top, it's going to angle enough where the drill could fit. That's 1. That's 2. And then 3 underneath. And then 4 right here. So I got all 4 screws. I'm just going to pull those out. It does help if you have tweezers. You could grab them with the tweezers as well. So now this will just pop the pumpkin right out. And there you go. Then you can sneak peek the back differential, which is looking crazy, but it's a good crazy. So the back differential's been through some stuff. It has gotten chewed up because I was having issues, but not anymore. So now it's actually in really good shape. Although it does look like it's chewed up. Is that debris in there? Let me see something. No, it looks good. Alright. It does look like it's scratched up. And it is scratched up because, like I said, it was running weird before. But now it's pretty good. Alright, so we're going to put this one in there. Now, what do you guys think? Should I paint this one orange? Or just hit it with a little bit of spray? Orange spray? Or should I leave it? So that way it would look old and whatnot. Or like, you know, like the other one did. I have no problem spraying the metal one. I don't care. Especially if it just keeps going with the look. We got the 4 bolts here. Let me know what you think in the comments and I'll consider spraying it. I sprayed the front one. It looks pretty good, which helps on the illusion of it's cheap. Alright, so this will just go lay right down in there. So that's how it looks now without being sprayed. There we go. Just trying to figure out a way to get this thing propped up on. So that's how it's propped up. It's literally holding on to the Pizza Hut sign. Alright, so now I am doing this without oh no. I am doing it without thread lock right now because I'm gonna wait until you guys tell me if you're gonna want me to spray it or not. Most likely I'm going to want to spray it myself. Just not doing it right now. So that's another reason why I'm not putting the thread lock on. Otherwise, if you're doing this and putting an aluminum piece on, I 100% recommend the thread lock. So that way nothing comes loose, you don't get anything inside your differential. Or anything. don't see this one. Oh. Ah, I could not see that one. Alright, so we got all 4 bolts back in. We're going to line up the link, the suspension with the screw. So through the rim, I'm lining up the screw. It's already hooked up to the suspension. I'm trying to get the link into place. And then we're going to just continue to screw it down. It's halfway there. There you go. Boom. Switched out the differential without taking the whole truck apart. Wound up being 5 screws instead of 4. Can you do that without taking any of those things apart? You might be able to, but it does make it a hell of a lot easier when you just drop one link. If you don't want to drop that one link, you could drop this one over here, as long as it's one of the bottom links and everything. I don't know why, but I just get used to doing this one over here. Used to have problems and whatnot with the other links. So this is pretty much set up the way I want it to be right now. It's looking good. Well, everybody's complimented me on it. And I do like it. So might charge up that battery and go head out. Let me know what you think. If I should spray that pumpkin in the back or leave it. I definitely want to hit it a little bit because I like the way that looked. I just didn't like the plastic one because they are aluminum upgraded and everything. But yeah. And should I change the color of the skid plates? Should I make these black or white, or paint them rusted or something? Maybe rusted. All right. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna put all these lives into a folder, everything into this for this build, because this build got a lot of attention. A lot of people want to know about it. So I will be putting it into its own playlist folder. So every video that I've done with this thing in it is going to be in a playlist folder. So keep an eye out for that. Other than that, everybody who stopped by and said what's up, thank you for stopping by and saying what's up. Everybody that stood around and hung out, thank you for sticking around and hanging out. Appreciate it. That's pretty much it with this. I'm gonna do a video. If anybody wants to know anything that is watching this video or sees it later on, and you want to know something specific more about this, let me know, and I'll do a regular video directly on it. I am gonna do a video on the whole thing. I want to do a whole video series on this truck because I definitely love everything that came out with the way this one came out. All right. With that being said, my name is Hugo with Urban Crawlers. Thank you guys for watching. Later.